So we're checking out the Sardine Museum here in Jonesport, Maine. Let's get at it.
The Maine Coast Sardine History Museum is located in the historical seaport town of Jonesport, Maine. Jonesport was home to as many as 15 canneries. The canneries range from small family operated to large company owned. The museum currently covers the industry along the Maine coast from Robinson to South Portland. The exhibit includes hundreds of photographs, original cans, labels, packaging, crates, letterheads, billheads. Exhibits also include original fishing, processing, and canning equipment. The museum covers the entire process from fishing, processing, and canning to shipping. Every cannery documented is present in displays grouped by towns in which they were located. The displays are not limited to just sardines, as the canneries often process other Maine seafood products. The main floor area holds displays of actual equipment utilized in the processing of canning. At the height of the sardine industry in the early 1900s, Maine supported over 90 canneries, and the industry employed over 8,000 people. In Maine, up and down the coast, you would hear the blast of the cannery whistle, calling the employees to work for the day. And the beating heart of the whole operation were the packers, nimble fingered women who sliced the fish with cutting shears in filled tins. The Maine sardine industry began in 1867 when George Burnham returned from overseas trip to France and learned about the sardine industry over there. In the United States, herring was very plentiful and would supply the industry with a small, flavorless fish. Now, sardines are not one specific species of fish. In the early 1900s, when the industry was at its very peak, people living for miles around would commute to these small port towns where the cannery warehouses were propped over the water's edge. At the cannery, you would see the fish get cooked, canned, and shipped out. The fish would be pumped out from the sardine carrier boats and into factories. Then, depending on the plant, it would either be cooked, boiled, steamed, oil fried before packed in the cans. After that, they would be sealed, sterilized before making their way to the casing room where the cans were cased up for shipping. Around 1950 was about the top of this before it started to decline. By the early 2000s, the Maine canneries struggled due to severe emerging factors. It used to be the thing everyone wanted to have. Following World War II, the small fish fell out of flavor. The catch on the Maine shores started to reduce in the U.S. fishery, and due to the massive marketing effort, tuna became the new favorite canned fish. Also, due to regulation codes, it made it really difficult for family-run businesses to remain profitable. In 2010, the last Maine cannery closed its door. It was an end of an era in American fishing, leaving a hole where once there was a reliable, respectable job that many were proud to be a part of. So that's a little bit of the history of the sardine fishery and everything that kind of happened from start to finish for the most part. And here's been going around the museum, showing everything that's kind of in there. There's a lot of things that I didn't capture throughout this trip over there. But if you're ever in the Jonesport area, I highly recommend you stop by and check out this awesome museum about the sardine fishery, canning, shipping. Everything is in this museum. It is so cool. I will definitely be going back later this summer. The Maine Coast Sardine History Museum.